In this video, we're going to learn how to make 3D spheres. We'll start by getting a white paper and tracing different size circles. Don't worry if they're not perfect, we're going to cut them out. The first way to try to make a sphere look 3D is with shading. You can use pencil pressure and overlapping pencil strokes to make it appear as if the shade goes from light to medium to dark. Before shading, imagine there's a light source shining from one direction. Notice that the light source has a curve. When you color, try to color in a curved direction. If you color too dark too fast, use your eraser as a way to lighten the shade. Imagine that you're erasing in a circular motion. Okay, let's see shading. Pick one color, make a light source with a light circle. It's usually near the center. And then begin shading by pressing a little bit hard and going all the way around the edges of the circle. I like to turn my paper instead of turning my arm in a different direction. After you've completed the shade all the way around the edge and it's kind of dark, start to lift your pencil lightly so that the pressure is not as heavy, and you'll get a lighter version of the same color. Try to blend it so that it smoothly changes from dark to light. Again, you can use your eraser a little bit too. In this next example, I'm going to try two different colors of green. I'm coloring lightly in a circle, and then I'm going to blend the dark green with the light green. You can try this with a crayon, or if you have oil pastels at home, it works good too. Notice that I try to blend the colors so that they look smooth where they connect. You can also shade with a marker and then plain water on a brush. First, I colored in a round circular motion around the edge of the circle. I took a clean brush with some water. I started painting in the center of the circle, and then the water naturally mixes with the marker to make what looks like watercolor. To make it blend better, I think I took a marker a second time and went back over it a little bit. I just kept mixing until it looked like it was smooth. Here's an example of just trying to watercolor a sphere from dark to light. I noticed I had a little bit of trouble trying to get more than one color. It came out basically all the same shade of blue. So then I used a paper towel. I tried to gather it in one little spot, and I twisted the towel so that I would get a circular motion. And then the paper started falling apart. So this reminds you of that. Sometimes when you're trying different techniques, it does not work out, and that's okay. Now I'm going to try that again, but I'm going to use a white crayon or a white oil pastel. I'm going to color in the center to make a highlight. I'm coloring in a circular motion. When I use the watercolor, the highlight is going to stand out through the watercolor. I'm painting in a circle. I painted with the lightest color I could find by using a lot of water on my brush. There's hardly any color on it. And then I'm slowly adding just a tiny bit of watercolor so that I'm getting dark slowly. I'm trying not to make it too dark too fast. Now I'll demonstrate how to make a 3D circle into a sphere that looks like a checkerboard. You're going to make two curved lines. Start at the center of the circle and make a curved line that points upwards. Then fit another one right above it. leave a little space. Make sure they're even. And then make 2 lines that curve downward. Notice that I turned my paper so that I was in the same motion. We can make this with 8 lines total. 2 that curve up, 2 that curve down, 2 to the left, and 2 to the right. Let's see it all together. The lines in the middle might look like they connect, but then there's a little space next to that center line. See right here they connect right there, but then there's a space. Let's see the final. 2 lines curving up. They connect right there. 2 lines curving down, but there's a space right there. 2 lines to the left, 2 lines to the right. The more you make the curve, the more dramatic the sphere appears to look 3D. Another way to color is in a curved motion. The marker is probably going to leave a natural line that overlaps a little bit and has some empty spaces. First, curve to the left, curve to the right. I used a pencil afterwards to make it stand out. First, I curve towards the left, then they're a little more straight, and then I curve to the right. You can also make marks on your spheres that appear to get larger as they get closer to the center of the sphere. I tried to use little dots. Notice that the dots are a little bit smaller at the top edge and the bottom edge, but in the center of the circle they are about double the size. I wish I did this more dramatically. I think it would have looked more 3D, but that's something you can try too. Carefully cut your spheres, slowly closing your scissors as you rotate your scissors or the paper. Once your spheres are all cut out, arrange them onto a background. Glue them carefully, allow for some overlap, and happy dot day!